Good afternoon. Sam Topit, Sound of Joy Music Services, and I'm just setting up again. As you know, I always try to do some housekeeping here electronically. How's everyone doing this Friday in the year of 2022? Let me just pull up my YouTube channel. I work with two screens and an iPad, so I make sure I don't miss anyone as I'm monitoring those who come in. Okay. I don't see anyone in here yet. Again, I have strange hours. Whenever I do decide to go live, it is at that moment as I work on getting there we go, getting a schedule. Okay, good. So what am I doing? I am, as I stated in my description, had a couple of projects that I did this week. I was glad for them. Gives me an opportunity to expand on more than just what I have been doing, creating music lessons or breaking down songs. And it was interesting because it was left up to me to determine what style of music I was going to play. And I chose 1990s New York City smooth jazz. Of course, I did my homework. I went to YouTube and I pulled up 1980s to 90s, and I listened to several takes on what the jazz scene sounded like back then. And I found out that I needed to brush up on it. So got the projects out. They were well liked by the YouTube channel that actually made that request. And I felt that, gee, I need to brush up. If I'm going to go into a different genre, which sort of skirts around gospel, and a lot of music, a lot of chords I use are jazz related, I need to get a little more comfortable from the actual creative sense. If I have to think about it, then it's not going to flow normally. So you're going to see me doing some practicing, not anyone's particular songs, but just get the fingers and the head in tune. So let me just switch over to this scene. Okay. So what you're going to see me do is all head right now. So you're welcome to come in and to chat with me. Again, I'll stop for any kind of questions, comments, and for those of you who come in and your other people are in this chat, say hi, ask them where they're from, and converse. I'll be watching the chat to make sure that no trolls come in with these weird links to, let's just say, the sites I don't visit. My headphone is a little hot. Let's turn that down. Because the one thing that I found out, that as I was navigating the tones of the New York City, I'll say, cool jazz scene back in the 80s, there was a lot of chords, and they would follow a pattern. And that's what I'm going to be working on, to hear the chord and then find a melodic path that I can put around that. Now, of course, when I did the production, I made sure I added a light drum in the background and some bass, just so I can sort of feel that, get that feel of actual separation. Sometimes when you're playing alone or practicing alone, and there's no beat behind you, you tend to get lazy because now you're not timing yourself. But because this is practice, it's basically getting the hands warmed up. Let me just make sure. Just monitoring to make sure no one has come in on me. So you're gonna watch me just working it out just to try to get a feel for it. I'm warming up. Okay. You won't find that anywhere in the book. I'm stretching my fingers out, and that's a good way for me to get this stretch. Let me see, stretch right in here, comfortable. When I get it right, then I know I can do this without any problem. Because in the cool jazz, I'll say examples that I was listening to, just so I can see what can I possibly develop, there was a lot of freedom of movement, and the actual nuances of we're going to change key. So I want to be able to I want to say develop that concept. That's probably a part of it, but to be able to feel my way into that, because generally there's what I found, that there's a pattern of chords. You've got the 1, you got the 6, you're going to go to the 2, you're going to go to the 5, then back to the 1, but a different chord, right? The 6, a different 2, a different 1, to the 6 again, but a different chord for the 2, back to the, again, I'd have to now think in the term of jazz to know what chords that I'm going to be putting there. Seven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? B flat minus 7. Who joined? So again, I'm talking, which means I'm taking my mind away from thinking, but that's okay. I'm still in the warm up phase. This is what's going through my head. Putting giant steps feel in my head also. G flat. All those different techniques that I've been adding to my chord palette, I'm trying to let them flow through that also. I'm not a jazz musician, but I like to skirt around it in case I want to throw it into something else that I'm doing. So now I'm stretching a little more. I'm stretching out a little more than skirting. There was was this a Jordan rule practice I learned out of a keyboard magazine years ago? Let me see. What was that pattern? I've forgotten what it was. Let me see, what was the other one? There was another one. Wow, I haven't done that one in a long time. I do it with my eyes closed. That's how I would practice it. All right, muscle memory. Who joined us? How do you recommend I start to practice my more jazz lines and chords into gospel? Let me see if I get your question right. First of all, thanks for coming in, and thanks for your question. Let me see. How do you recommend I start to mix more jazz lines and chords into gospel? Follow the melody. Because the melody will tell you which jazz chord you can use. Now, am I saying put a jazz chord in the morning prayer? No. Certainly in a testimony song, praise and testimony song, you can even offer it in there. If the choir is singing an up tempo, well, they don't have choirs anymore. I know I've put them into hymns that give me space to do that. Let's see. Let me throw a hymn out there that I do it in. If that's not up tempo, if the morning hymn is, well, let's pick the song "Great Is Thy Faithfulness" in the key of E flat. Now, automatically, I know what jazz chords I would put in there. All jazz chords. That's seventh in there. Now, would I do jazz chords all throughout the song? No, I would pick and choose. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right here. Traditional. Right here. Right here. Right here. And traditional. Traditional. Right here. Now you can do a walk up. right here, right here, right here. Smooth it out, and end with a 6. It's all about knowing what the name of the chords you want to use in supporting an actual melody. Now, a lot of those chords that I use there are not hymnal. Some are, but does anybody really sing 3-part harmony anymore? I mean, let's be honest. Unless it's a choir, sometimes the praise teams are always singing in unison. Someone is high, someone is low. So, do you use every jazz chord? Like I said, you pick and choose where you want to place it. You gotta keep it going. Greatest time. Let me see if I can remember. There it is. I'm trying to remember hymn book version. Is that bad? No. But when you can add more chords to that and, again, become inventive. Because because I know where the melody is going, I can think usually I'll think 5 chords ahead before I get to the one I want to use. And again, a lot depends upon what the actual setting is that I'm actually going to use that change. And you see me jumping around the keyboard because I'm doing it as though I'm doing it as an actual solo piece. If somebody was singing it, then it'd be just straight through. Gratefulness, oh God, my Father. Thou changes not thy compassion, they'll fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. But because I know the melody and a good portion of the lyrics, I can hear in my head what I would like to do if I was a person singing it. Would I want to be started on Great is... Who wants to start with that chord? Great is thy faithfulness. Lord, my Father. I'm going off the reservation. There is no shadow from turning with thee. Off the reservation. Thou changes not thy compassion, they fail. There it is. When I didn't hear the right chord, I had to go find it. They're not as thou hast been, thou forever will be. Once you understand placement, follow the melody, and then pick from your chord palette. If you don't have a chord palette, go and purchase a book that will give you an actual chord palette to see what you can pick from. Let me see if I get your statement there. How to build that vocabulary flow. I mainly think of 7s and 9s as jazz chords. 6s. Well, what is a jazz chord? That's like asking me, well, what is a church chord? What is a gospel chord? It's just a chord. The palette in which I pick from, let me share what that is. The palette of chords that I choose, and it's not every chord there because I've learned so much music over the years. But in purchasing books, I shared this book on my last stream. This book gave me a plethora of additional chords because it's not really one chord. This book has, I just want to turn to one of the pages. It's falling apart. But once I got a book that showed me the root chords that I've been playing, which is what you say, your minors, your major and your minor, turn the page, and then it gave me the, diminished chords, diminished sevenths, flat sevenths, and I said, oh, okay. Then I turned to the next page, and I'm like, wait a minute. Where did all these chords come from? And then I began to practice the actual placement of the fingers, what they sound like. And this is all in the key of, what key is this in? This is in the key of F sharp. This is the page I turned to. I had no idea that there were this many chords because I had no one who was an instructor to tell me, okay, after you learn all of this, learn this. After you learn all of that, learn these. After you learn all of these, learn those. So this one book, in fact, someone who was watching my last live stream was able to buy the last one that Amazon had. He is going to be inundated with so many chords. What happens, and you have to look at it. You've got 13 keys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 keys. Each key has that many chords. So if there's 30 chords that can be found in 13 keys, imagine how confusing it can be to decide which one do I pick. That's where the melody comes in play. The melody will tell you, whatever key you're in, which one can you test in practice mode to determine which one you're going to use when you actually perform. Let's set this down over here. So what you see me do when I'm actually in my practice mode, I am paging through in my head every chord change that I have done in every song I've ever played to see, well, will it support this melody? I think I was going through and I played one chord and I missed a note. I heard it wrong when I played it. I didn't hear it like I heard it in my head. As I say, if you play enough and you practice enough, you know what a minor, a major, a seventh, a major seventh, a diminished, a 13th, a ninth. You know what those chords sound like before you even touch the keyboard. It's the other ones that are now being included, as you say, when you branch out to the 13th and the 12th note. Let's see if how well Chordy will do this for me. When I branch off on chords, this chord out here, an E minor 9, 11. It was the D over E, B flat 7, E minor, G major over E set number 3. If you would have asked me without you, Chordy, what is this chord called? I'd have to start deconstructing it. I'd look at it and I go, okay, go from the highest note. Okay, I got a D, I got a G, got part of a G, and that's a minor 6. Then you would ask, well, how do you know to play that chord? Because that's what I practiced. And then I would go up. Then I would go up. So I can hear what it sounds like in every key, watching my fingering, because muscle memory does play a part in how you're going to form your fingers. Now I'm looking at the next one. I'm looking at where I'm going to be. Form the next one. Now I'm stretching from here. Some are more comfortable than others. Who's next on that? We got there we go. The next one is going to put me where? Into. Wow. So I may not do this chord because it feels uncomfortable now, stretching from here to here. There we go. just that type of a practice routine that I did in my early days got me comfortable that if I'm playing a song and it's and a melody note came within any of these chords, it'd be like, okay, what can I use this chord for? And it's not for the entire song, but just at that one point. Uh-oh. Sound like a chord that Stevie Wonder would use. Once I heard that chord in a Stevie Wonder song, Ribbon in the Sky, I'm like, oh. And that's how I got more comfortable playing those chords, because once I saw what it was able to decipher it using a book, and then pictured, well, where did I hear this chord used somewhere? And it's like, oh, okay. And is it that easy? No, because I spent a lot of time practicing mindless chords, just trying to figure out where could I use it. Just practicing chords. Just practicing mindless chords. So in the event I came across someone using it, I would go, wait a minute, I remember practicing that. Who practiced this? The fourth. I'm thinking about it, so I messed it up now. C, F, B flat, E. There it is. Rather than do this. Four, 6, 4, 4. Rather than do that chord wise, I wanted to shorten that up. So it became, if I did it C, C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat, C sharp or D flat, G flat, F sharp, B, E, A, D, G, and back to C. You won't find that in a book. That was me practicing, figuring out how can I shorten it where I can still hear every chord in a more condensed mode. And if I ever had to use that for something, can I go just like that? Because that's the fourths in a condensed pattern. I hope I'm making sense to you. Let's see. I guess I'll have to get an actual pattern in my head. Oh, B flat. I'm picking this up. Trying to think. There it is. Wanted to see who joined, make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm just rolling stuff through my head. I'm looking at setting a pattern in B flat. Sixes, right? Oh, there's a six. Minor six and sixes. So my right hand jazz melody is going to have to be part of the scale because the sixth chord is in the scale. Closing my eyes so I can feel my left hand resolve. Not easy when you don't do this for normal. Let me get a. Again, I'm gonna have to go back. I need to go back to those YouTube jazz courses and educate myself. Yeah, give me a hymn or any kind of a gospel song, and I can have 100 different, well, not 100, but at least 10 different variations to it. But in this jazz world, trying to lock myself into one pattern. who joined. Don't mind me, I am freelance thinking. Here to get some change. Trying to decide which tone I want to hear. That's all of them. That's taking out one. And that's the one I want. Like a who joined? Dissonant tone. And resolve. Stay there. Expanding. Again, I may use that If I get a chance to do another production, let's see if I put that with a. Let's put that with a drum pattern. Let's see, hip hop. This is going to be too fast. I know it. I'm going to have to change the tempo. I need to go down to about 90. Get that right. And just working on chords. And still too fast. 2, 3, and slow it down, slow it down. Slow it down. No, a little faster than that. Slow it down. The mind time to think. Crash coming. Crash, 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 and trying to get the timing down. Letting my mind go free. Welcome, Sub-Zero. Hey, Sam, what is the best way to develop relative pitch? Play as many scales as you possibly can, and then find your home note. See, for me, C is my home key. I should be able to hum the key of C and find it automatically. Let me see if I can demonstrate that to you right now with this beat going. The key of C I should be able to find. That is my relative key. That should be C. There we go. C. I could get that high, but I can get that low C. So if I know where C is in my mind, I can find every other key on the keyboard. C, F, G. There we go. 5 notes up. F, E, D, C, A, B, G, F, A, D, B, C. So I should be able to hear it and then find it. That helps me with actually finding chords, because if I can hear what it should sound like in my head, then it's relative. I go right to it. Now, if I wanted to go to E flat, C, that should be E flat. Missed it by 1. E flat, but I would have heard it if I went to that wrong note on the keyboard. I would go no. Dun, 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 dun. If I'd had to put the minor chord in my head, I would have found it. Bum 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 bum. B flat. Ah, diminished. Relative. C7. Bum 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 bum. Oh, it's straight. Bum. That's a 7. Bum, bum, bum. Do I practice a lot? Not anymore, because I play so many chords. It's my muscle memory teaches me how to get there. There's my crash. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm timing myself with this pattern also. Boom. Crash is coming up. Crash is coming up. Let's change it. There it is. That's a chord I heard. And bum, 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 bum. Try and do the scale. And C. Lost my concentration. So yeah, that's what goes on in my head. Hope I answered your question. Is the best way. Practice all your keys chromatically, and in your head you should be able to find a note that actually resonates with you. Like I ended on C. Ba-da-dum, B flat. Da-da-dum, A flat. Da-da-dum, G flat. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, bum, 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 bum. So I can hear, if like I want to hear a jazz note, a jazz made up phrase, the one I always practice, ba da 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 da. Because I practice that one just in case I find some at some point in a song I might want to use it. Bum ba da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 da. Again, I'm making these up as I go because I don't have any chording to actually put with it. But it lets me try to imagine what I would like to hear. And because I've used my relative pitch techniques, using C as my starting point, if I were to go to, let's see, what's an awkward A. Dum dum dum, A, B flat, A, da 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 dum, ba da dum dum. Bum 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 bum. E. Now that I'm in my A mode for doing jazz chords. F, G, and back to A9, right? Or A add 2. I always thought that was a ninth chord. D minor. Yeah. Chordiap is what I hear. It's a learned technique. I didn't have anyone to sit down and tell me I'm wrong. So when no one tells me, hey, that's the wrong way to do it, and I can accomplish what I need to accomplish by doing it my wrong way, then I am not above being taught the correct way. That's why I have the books that I purchased. So if someone were to ask me, well, why are you playing that chord? Why are you playing that chord? I can go, well, I got a bottom, I got a middle, I got a sub-middle, maybe the wrong way of calling it, and a top melody and a top note. Then I'll extend it out. Now I've heard those chords used someplace. Oh wait, I was just up in B flat. And that's how relative it is. I was just doing all of those changes in one key, and I just went down to A major, and I heard those same changes similar to what I was doing up in B flat. It's 100% practicing. I think not too much is really put upon how you can practice. As you can see, I'm all over the place. I'm not just stuck with those classical musicians. They have to I'm struggling with that because I was never taught how to do this correctly. Now I hear it in my head. I'd have to really sit with an instructor and have them slapping my wrist to say, pay attention, play your notes. And get my wrist slapped again. As I say, can I fake it till I make it? No. But I take what I need to accomplish that which I'm going to do for that particular time. There we go. Different things that I practice so I can hear what's available to me in every register that it's on whatever keyboard. If I'm on a 49 key keyboard, then I know I only have 49 keys to work with. So I'll work with middle and of course use the picks, the octave changes to mimic the other sounds. How long have I been on? What are we at? Trying to see how long I've been streaming. I try not to make things too long. As I say, this is a workout. This is a workout for me. I'm working on trying to develop a different style. And in case I get another opportunity to do another production and I want to put a different style of jazz in it, I will always listen to what someone else who's more learned than me plays, and I'll listen to it and I'll tear it apart. I'll go, gee, what's he doing? Okay, he's doing that chord. He's doing that chord. Why did he go there? What was his? Without speaking to them, but I hear it in this music. What is he trying to say in his music? What message is he trying to tell me? Is he giving me a happy message? Just strolling along. And he bring me back to where I was. Turning a corner. Took me on a journey, not just took you on a journey without knowing what I was doing musically, just making it up as I go. Well, I'm going to stop this here. Going to go and give me a little refreshment, perhaps get a little Madden 2021 in, get myself beat, or perhaps even beat somebody. Yes, I do play Yes, I do play Madden. What I do play? I don't play Call of Duty. The flashing scenes give me a headache. But I do play Madden, and I think I have the NBA 2K. You'd be surprised how much music you can get out of these video games. I listen to the beat that they're using. Maybe I mean the lyrics are okay, but I listen to how are they how was that song uh, constructed while I'm playing the game. I'm listening to the music. I'm going okay, because I think they use like hip hop beats, and I'm gonna investigate the the beat making also. I'm subscribed to several sites of producers who produce beats and who puts out they put out a random set of chords and they ask producers to create music around it, and I'm always amazed at where I'm not. Sometimes when you are a church musician and you concentrate totally on getting that church sound out. Okay, this is probably better for me. That's what happens this is what happens when you're not paying attention to what's on your screen. As I was saying, I'm going to be looking at when I play the Madden games or the video games, I listen to the music that's also been that has made it onto that game. A part of what I wanted to do in my past, and I believe I still have the books. I have them up on another wall there. How to Write Jingles. I wanted to be able to, because I loved listening to commercials and the McDonald's jingles, the Oscar Mayer jingle. Let me see, what was the other one that would catch even the tune from the street ice cream truck. I sat there and tried to figure out how is he doing that, because that's something that you don't get, something that you don't that you don't get. So yeah, I always been fascinated by the sound, any sounds that has music tied into it. For those who used to watch the Addams Family, yeah, I did that too. Um, Peter Gunn. We all did the Man from Uncle. What else did we do? We did the Batman. Yes, as I say, there has been a lot of music that has been poured into me even when I didn't want it, because I was intrigued by not just what the show was, but that let me know whenever I heard those uh, television commercials, or whenever I heard those television children's cartoons. I say children's kids cartoons themes. I knew what was coming on based on the music, so it stayed with me, and it still stays with me now. Just touching on it now, it brings back memories of what I used to be doing on Saturdays. That's how important music is in today's society. You want to be able to stop the madness and bring someone's mind to attention to stop and think about better times so that they can make it through the times we're in right now. Well, I don't want to get on a soapbox. I could probably be another hour talking if I ever got on my soapbox about what 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 music is supposed to be able to do based upon what a lot of it does now. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop my rehearsing. As I say, I'm going to go and fire it up, maybe see if I can win a couple of games in Madden and maybe a couple of other games. I have a golf game. I think if you on my YouTube channel, you see where I put in one of my golf games. I'm now playing with a player that I created, so I'm building up his skill set, playing in sort of online, not online tournaments, but the game style tournaments. So I may post one of those too, just to let you know. It's when you try to become a well-rounded person, as you can see, I never want to give the impression that, oh, I'm all about music. I'm all about living. And music has been a big part of that for me in my adult life. And now that I'm in we call my senior citizen stage, another 4 months, I will be 66 years old. And so I am enjoying this time as after working for almost 50 years, not just out in the workforce, but in the church world. I retired from both of them so that I can now enjoy these, what they call lean years. I want to make these my best years, and having conversations with those who come to share in my channel sort of adds to that. You're that community that I can now speak to freely and speak to musically and about anything else you want to talk about. So I'm going to bring this to a close. I may or may not be back on later tonight because, as I say, I haven't yet got a schedule when I can say I'm always going to be on at X time, because I watch so many other YouTube content creators. So usually if I'm not doing this or working on music, I'm watching another YouTube content creator and learning from what is their setup. As you can see, I'm still getting my light thing in place here. I purchased another light so that I can change my colors, because there's some sites where they have different color changes, and I'm like, well, gee, I need to be able to change my mood. So you should be able to see some of that. Before you leave, would you mind playing the Lord's Prayer in the key of C? Sure, not a problem. Not a problem. Let's change over. Messing up. that be my warm-up. Sorry for all the mistakes. You caught me off guard. I haven't played that song in so long. It's been a while since I had to do the Lord's Prayer. As I say, have been playing for a church since 2019. So those songs that were normally part of my practice routine, especially in C, I normally do that song in B flat because I found that people who try to sing it can't hit the highest note without struggling. So I'd always put it in B flat just to make it comfortable for the singer. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. As I say, I'm here to take requests. If it's something that I know, I have no problem playing it. I should have practiced it probably for 20 minutes just so I can get comfortable on the melody and what chords. As you saw me struggle through something, I'm looking at it, I'm going, wait, what this is? Because again, I was in a different key than I normally play it. But that's why we practice. That's why we practice. All right, Sub-Zero, thank you for coming in. Josiah, thanks for coming in. And whoever else has been watching me, we have 8 that are currently showing in the chat. I'm not sure where you're from, but it's a pleasure having you come and spend some time with me. And I try to see if I can set a schedule. Maybe a weekend schedule would be better. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 9 o'clock in the a.m. on the weekend might be a good time for me to start a schedule just so that you know you can sort of time when I'm going to be here. All right. As always, be blessed. Take care of yourselves and see you soon. Take care now. Bye.